Welcome back to Product Bakar. Here's the truth nobody tells you about leadership. As you grow, the work doesn't get harder, it just gets wider. You will have more inputs, more people depending on you, and more noise filling up your calendar. And if you try to scale by simply working harder, you will burn out before you break through. So, today we are talking about the real growth hack of leadership: how to scale yourself through systems for focus, energy, and leverage. The biggest mistake product managers make when they become leaders is trying to do more of the same work just faster. They attend every meeting, review every document, and jump into every discussion. They confuse being informed with being effective. But leadership is not about doing more, it's about multiplying your impact while reducing your direct effort. Think of it like writing code. You move from individual execution to building reusable functions. Your job is no longer just to ship features. Your job is to create systems that ship even when you are not involved. Let's talk about the three systems every leader needs. I call them the three engines of scale. The first is the focus engine. This is how you protect your attention. Start by auditing your calendar every week. If something doesn't map to your top three priorities, remove it or delegate it. Block thinking time in your calendar. Strategy requires solitude. And learn to say the most powerful sentence in leadership: I trust your judgment. It is one of the fastest productivity hacks you can use. The second system is the energy engine. This is about managing yourself. Energy matters more than time. A 14-hour day at 40% energy is worse than a 6-hour day at 90% energy. Protect your mornings because those are your brain's prime hours. And remember that rest is not a weakness. Rest is a feature of high performance. The best leaders know when to pause, not just when to push harder. The third system is the leverage engine. This is how you multiply your impact. Write more than you speak. A good document travels farther and lasts longer than a good meeting. Build templates, rituals, and playbooks so that decisions do not require you every time. And invest deeply in people. Coaching your team is often the highest return on investment task you have. You are no longer just the operator, you are the system designer. Let's look at a real example. Shishir Mehrotra, the CEO of Coda, follows a simple rule. If I have answered the same question twice, I will never answer it a third time. I will write it down. That mindset helped build the foundation of Coda's culture: documentation over dependence. He realized early that leadership does not scale through meetings, it scales through clarity and codification. Every process, every value, every principle is written down rather than repeated again and again. That is how he multiplied his impact without multiplying his working hours. If you want to start scaling yourself today, here is a simple plan. First, do a calendar detox. Look at what drains your time and energy and delegate it where possible. Second, build your no muscle. Every yes you say is a silent no to something more important. Third, codify something every week. Write down a decision, a template, or an insight that you never want to explain repeatedly again. And finally, protect reflection time. Great leadership rarely emerges from sprint reviews and busy meetings. It often emerges from quiet mornings and clear thinking. Scaling yourself is not about automation, it is about intentional reduction. Here's your Bucker moment for the week. You cannot scale time, you can only scale clarity. The teams you lead will eventually reflect the systems you build. So if your days feel chaotic, your organization probably does too. Build systems that make calm your default and not chaos your baseline. That's it for this episode of Product Bakar, the product leader's playbook. Next week, we close the season with something more personal: the legacy of a product leader and what you leave behind. Because in the end, your real product is not just the one you ship, it is the people and the culture you shape along the way. Until then, simplify, systemize, and keep the Bakar alive.